Kia ora and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Colin Lawrie Fields here on Championship Sunday. It's the semi-final time of the under-17s. It's the Temperzone Championships. Temperzone Championships. Great to have you along for this one. Should be fantastic as we are underway here in the semi-final. Auckland taking on Wellington in this one. And should be fantastic. Joining me in the booth, and this one is Jackie Smith. Jackie, Auckland, Wellington, we get to a national championship, they find each other all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they do indeed. You will generally find at national championships that somewhere in the mix will be Auckland and most certainly also Wellington. So we've got off to a pretty good start here. Auckland will be happy to get out of the first inning. In fact, Wellington, we saw them with two runners left on base, but fortunately Hikanui Tangaroa managed to get out of that inning and throwing a lot of change-ups. He came in nice and strong and controlled, throwing some change-ups nice and early in the game. Came out of that inning with a couple of strikeouts, able to hold Wellington out to a scoreless first inning, and Wellington have done the same to hold out Auckland for a 0-0 ball game starting this semi-final.
Yeah, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Well, great to have you along here. Fantastic to have you along indeed. As we get underway, we're in the top of the second innings, and as Jackie so rightly put here, between Auckland and Wellington, no score through the first innings. We'll get a scoreboard up for you shortly so you can catch along with us. But kia ora koutou katoa, great to have you along on Whakaata Māori's Māori Active platform. It's our privilege to bring that to you as we've had 4 days of fantastic competition down here in Pukekohe, where these associations have gone head to head, including the game just before this one. Wellington were watching Auckland and Canterbury bang heads in a fantastic match there, where Auckland just come out victorious in that one, only by the slimmest of margins, 5 runs to 4. Semi-final time, of course, awaiting the winner of this semi-final will be Hutt Valley, who are undefeated through the tournament, and that game is scheduled for 1 p.m. here on Whakaata Māori's Māori Active platform. So a fantastic day in store for you here. Thank you for tuning in. As I mentioned, I'm Jason Goose, aka Chopper, and it's Jackie Smith, Hall of Famer. Boy, oh boy, actually, Jackie, I've run out of fingers the number of Hall of Fames you're in these days.
Yeah, well, let's not get too carried away over that. We're not here to talk about me, Chopper. There we see a great hit there,
well
starting
done.
off the second inning up the middle.
It is Mason Cavery with a drive up the middle. Let's run through the batting order for the Aucklanders. Ollie Smith is the lead-off centre fielder. Aaron Colin, he's hitting in the 2 spot today. Nino Mason, he'll be hitting in the 3 spot. Tani Landon Lane, the catcher, who'll be hitting clean up today. Luke Pearson hits in the 5 spot, the third baseman. Mason Cavery, who just led off here in the top of the second innings. He'll be playing at left field. James Morrison in the batter's box now on the first pitch. Texas Liga, that'll do the trick. They'll move station to station. He's playing first base today as Morrison. Jaden Harris, the pitcher for Wellington, hitting in the 8 spot. And it is Manahi Uden McFarlane who will round out the batting order for the Wellingtonians. Defensively for Auckland, let's have a look at them now. Left to right in the outfielders, Buchan, Snedden and Wilson. Hot corner is Liam Hay. Maximus Russell will be at shortstop today. Kyle Cross will be over at second base, just helping out some of the fans there. Jaden Whittle over at first base. And Cohen Jones Taylor behind the dish for the starting pitcher for Auckland, Hikanui Tangaroa. So that's Auckland defensively, Wellington offensively. Top of the second innings. No score in the semi-finals so far. Full regulation 7 innings of softball is at the Temperzone National Championship. As we strap ourselves in to get underway here, should be a good contest. Harris now up to bat.
And we see there Chopper Wellington getting off to a good start, opting to go for a hit with a runner on first rather than looking to bunt, so coming out aggressive. And certainly seeing the ball well. moving the ball nice and early.
Leans back, does Tangaroa. Gets that one on the outer edge. Harris comes out of the Island Bay Club in Wellington. Oh, the production line of Harris, young Harris players. An outstanding athlete. Seen him play for a number of years, Jackie. Been really impressed with some of these Wellingtonians, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Wellington, very much like we know Auckland, produce players, you know, through the grades. They've often had parents that have played, and they've had children, and now they're all coming through the system, getting to learn from those before them and following in those footsteps. Good, strong.
Change of pace, little curve change. That's perfect, and that'll be the first strikeout here in the top of the second innings. So back-to-back hits for Wellington to get underway here. One down now, and I'll bring up the second baseman, Manahi Uden McFarlane.
And look, we've already seen that Tangaroa is looking to, mix it up, really upset the timing of the Wellington hitters, and it certainly seems to be working for him, throwing that change up.
This one down in the dirt. That'll allow the base runners to shift into the 60 feet. So two in scoring position now for Wellington.
Yep, down in the dirt. So our catcher needs to make sure that he's getting down with runners on base and blocking that ball, not allowing them to get extra bases. There we see the short game coming through there. Good pitch to go for. Probably a little low, but certainly if you're looking to move the ball in your bunting, good option is to be looking for a drop ball. Let's see what they do here. And there we see Auckland Tangaroa just opting to keep the pitch nice and low. That there on the outside of the plate. You'll be looking for a ground ball here. Ground ball in the infield would be nice here for Auckland. Hold that runner at third and get their second out. There we go. Mixing it up. Came back in nice and strong. We see Tangaroa there. It's a good calling by the catcher.
I'll put that in the broadcast.
Oh, good pitch, right down the edge, and just what the doctor ordered here for Auckland. Tangaroa, when required, just pulls right back and drills it down the line.
Yeah, worked really well there. That was a really important out. Going outside, changing the pace, coming back in, going back outside. And that's certainly what you'll need to do. Let's mix it up.
Wellington on the flip side here, of course, back to the top of the shop, and Ollie Smith now, the centre fielder, did strike out to lead off this match. He'll be looking for a different fortune here. Obviously two runners in scoring position, looking for that opportunity. Slow grounder, third base, got to make a quick throw. The throw is there, but is it in time? No, it's not. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, it is Wellington that opened the scoring here, 1-0.
And there you go, as you said, in the blink of an eye, Wellington will score a run. So, look, good solid hit there, pulling the ball down third base, and unfortunately, just a little bit of a glove error there by our third baseman, and he was pretty quick down the first base line, bringing in their first run.
Oh, Texas straight up the middle from the bat of Colin, and that'll convert another one. Colin will take off to second base. So Wellington looking to pour some fuel on the fire, back to back. 2 runs now, they lead the semi-final.
And look, he did really well to drive that ball up the middle, but actually the first base runner got off to a really good jump. I wouldn't be surprised if that looked like to me, Chopper, that it was a hit and run. He was off nice and quick and going all the way around to third. So good base running. Being aggressive out there, Wellington.
So, still an opportunity here for Wellington. Auckland trying to get that third out. Nino Mason now. A rise ball curve action. Hikanui Tangaroa, first time I've had a chance to see this young man pitch. Jackie, looks like he's got all the different pitches.
Yep, certainly does, and he's showing them nice and early, and it's good, when you're playing against a hitting side that is certainly capable of moving the ball, which they've shown already. You've got to be able to mix them up, upset the timing. There you go.
Hard to hit up the ball up the middle from Mason. They look to come home. A play at the plate. No chance. Colin's too quick. Wellington.
And that throw coming in just a little bit off target. And Wellington hitter going all the way around to second, so they find themselves with another runner in scoring position. Here we see that pitch ball just a little bit outside, so Tangaroa probably wants to work a little harder with Cohen Jones-Taylor here in their combination, and just bringing that ball down a bit in the zone. Just don't let it sit up too high in the strike zone. There we go.
Big cut there off the bat of Landon Lane, the catcher.
Be interesting to see if he looks to mix it up here with his little off pace. Throws a nice little change up.
Off the back of this one, Texas Leaguer. That might pick up another run for Wellington, and it does. Tanya Landon Lane. Back to back hits here for Wellington. And don't worry about a blink of the eye, because, boy, oh boy, I tell you what, they're pretty eyelashes. 5 runs now here in the top of the second innings. Couldn't be any better for Wellington, Jackie.
Yeah, they've got off to a really good start, and that's what you want to do is, maximise your opportunities when you got runners in scoring position, and that's exactly what they've done. But they're showing really aggressive on the base path, that's for sure. As soon as the ball's hitting the outfield grass, they're off 2 bases.
Well, that'll bring up the bat here. Luke Pearson, now third baseman for Wellington. And a swing and a miss off on the little pass balls. Landon Lane is second base. Well, I think it's a substitute runner actually, with 2 outs here now for Wellington. Hikanui Tangaroa, he actually comes in as statistical leader of the tournament in the pitching stats after day 3. Played 56 batters, 13.1 innings of work. He's only given up 2 earned runs for a 1.05 ERA. Slow roll to the 3. Need to make this play. And he does. Gets the job done, does Liam Hay. And that'll stop the bleeding, but it's not before Wellington. They go on an offensive barrage here in the top of this second innings. They lead the semi-final 5 runs to 0.
What's he up to now?
Probably working on his career.
Oh. What are you up to, Matai?
Reversing.
Have you got your ticket?
Yep. I start a new job driving a forklift on Monday.
I thought you worked in an office.
Don't limit yourself, Brian. It's never too late to make smarter choices. How's Karen?
Take control of your career with Trade Staff.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to bottom of the second innings in the semi-final of the Temperzone Under-17 Boys National Championship, live from the Franklin Softball Association in Pukekohe. That is Auckland's south. I'm Jason Kirby's aka Chopper. Great to have you along for this one. Joining me in the booth is Jackie Smith, Hall of Famer. Jackie, Wellington got off to a fantastic start here in the top of the second innings. I guess defensively they want to try and back that up. Flip the other side of the coin. What do Auckland want to do right now?
Yeah, well, Auckland, look, there's plenty of game to go, right? Yes, they've got off to a good start, Wellington. You've got to be happy with that. But there's certainly plenty of game left. Auckland just need to be patient. And making sure that they're hitting the right pitches. So they're going to have good quality turns at bat. And just be patient and move the ball. Just move the ball. Get runners on and then make sure that they're, like Wellington did, making the most of those opportunities and scoring those runners when they're in scoring position.
Well, that honour will be Cyril Wilson, who's batting now, the left fielder. You get the chance to lead off here in the bottom of the second innings. Offensively, though, let's have a look at Auckland from top to bottom. Jaden Whittle, the first baseman, he leads off. Liam Hay, third base. He's hitting 2 today. Maximus Russell, he'll be hitting in the 3 spot, the shortstop. Designated player, Casey Hutchinson, he'll be hitting clean up today. Cyril Wilson, who's batting now, is at right field. Wade Snedden is at centre field. I'm going to try and get his last name correct for you. Colin Jones-Taylor behind the dish. He'll be hitting in the 7th spot. And Jackson Buchanan, left field, hitting 8, and rounding up the order, second baseman Kyle Cross. So designated player Hutchinson, he's hitting for the pitcher Tangaroa. Defensively for the Wellingtonians out in the field, this one's up. Nino Mason, the right fielder, looking to make a good catch, and he does. Grabs that on the edge. Boy, oh boy. Fantastic as he tracked that one the whole way. Out there in the outfield with Mason at right field is Ollie Smith at centre and Mason Carey. He's the starting left fielder. Luke Pearson is in the hot corner third base. Aaron Gollan at shortstop. Manaki Uden McFarlane, he's the second baseman. James Morrison at 1. Tony Landon Lane behind the dish. For their horse on the hill is Jaden Harris.
A nice catch there by the right fielder of Wellington. Chopper, he had to track that a little bit, and there's also, we know there's a bit of sun out here. We know in the outfield. Here we go, watch this.
Got a chance. See you later. It's the first home run of the semi-final, and that's off the hands of the centre fielder, Wade Snedden.
Fantastic, making the most of that opportunity there. The ball was right there. Perfect timing. Driving that over centre field. There you go, Chopper.
Wow.
They're right back in the game. That's what they wanted. Yep.
You said take your time. Well, I think Mr. Snedden was like, you know what? I'll take it this way. What a shot. That was long gone too.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Be patient. Make sure that you're swinging at good pitches. Okay, they're good enough. They're ready. They've already had a game, right, to get to this game. So their eyes should be in. Timing should be on. And so if they just make sure they wait for that right pitch to come in, that's the sort of thing you can do. So just chip away at these runs.
Take your time, chip away, makes good sense. Batting now and catcher is Colin Jones-Taylor. As that one comes through the bottom of the zone. Well, Harris, the starting pitcher here for Wellington, comes in after day 3. He's faced 117 batters, 27 innings of work. Simply a workhorse is Harris this week here at the National Championship. And he'll take care of Jones-Taylor on strikes with a second out here in the bottom of the second innings. So all those innings of work for Harris, 27, giving up 11 earned runs, a 2.85 ERA, gets him into the semi-final.
Not a bad stat. Chopper coming into a semi-final, especially when you've got a workhorse and you've got possibly a couple of games. And
Auckland send up to the plate here. Left fielder Jackson Buchan. Buchan? What do you think, Jackie?
Buchan.
Buchan? Yeah, Buchan.
Yeah.
All right, I like
We'll
it.
find out.
Yeah, I know his
We
dad
want to
well,
make
too.
we want to make sure we get it right, eh?
Yeah, we sure do. Of course we do. These kids are fantastic. This one inside edge. And fouls that one off.
Nice spot.
And one down the tram line. That is picture perfect right on the edge.
Yeah, nice spot there, right there. Nice way to finish.
That'll do the bottom of the second innings, not before Wade Sneddon goes large over centre field. Auckland in the game, 5 runs to 1. Top of the third coming up next.
Never take time to worry about life. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Know that you are right. There's a world to behold. Another day you will grow old. So take time with the ones you love. Take time with the ones you love.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Pukekohe here in the top of the third innings. Auckland are going to make a pitching change. Tangaroa will get a break, and they'll bring off the bench number 24, Gabriel Tahitahi, in relief, Jackie.
Yeah, and that's a smart move, I think. It's just, again, just a different style. Maybe might throw a little quicker or offer something different. We'll get a look at him. He might have a little bit of a rise ball. So it's a good opportunity here just to upset the Wellington hitters. They got into a bit of a rhythm early in the game. So good move. Just change it up a bit.
Well, I don't know if it's premeditated or not, Jackie, but we're back to the top of the order here for Wellington, their third time through the order, so maybe they were going to do that at some stage, I don't know, but either way, that last innings, Tangaroa went through 9 batters, so a chance for a break. You can always come back in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what you would do. And look, he actually also did very, very well to contain the hitters at certain times with a number of key strikeouts. It was just that, unfortunately, what Wellington did really well, and that's what you want from an offensive team when you're hitting, is they just capitalise on runners on base.
Yeah.
That's always what you want, right? You need to be able to move the ball.
Oh, Tahitahi will face Wellington. It'll be Mason Cavery first. Cavery, he got the things rolling in the top of the second innings with a solid single up the middle. That was off the pitching of Tangaroa, remember. Hard hit ball straight back to Tahitahi. Look at that. He's a cool, calm, collected customer, isn't he?
Yeah, well done, and that's exactly what you want. And sometimes that's when you come into the game and you're new. It's quite nice to get the first ball hit to you, so you can just settle a little bit. But hey, look, with the balls getting hit up the middle, and we have seen that a bit by Wellington. I'd like to see Auckland probably just work the corners a little more, just to again upset the Wellington hitters.
Ground ball in the dirt.
Wasn't able to get out of the way of that little ground ball there. Coming in a bit close. So let's see what Wellington do here when they're up by runs. Will they continue to just stick with hitting?
Jaden Harris has been the horse on the hill. Now he gets one on the end of the bat and he'll go all the way to the fence as well, Jackie. He's off and running to the races. A stand-up triple for Jaden Harris and Wellington. They add on to their lead here, 6 runs to 1.
Yeah, look, and that's a good, strong hit there to driving it out to left field by Wellington. And when the pitch is there, they certainly make the most of it. Here we go, Wellington up with a runner at third. We see that time turning to bunt. Not a compulsory though, we know you can have a squeeze play with a runner at 3. Just maybe looking to move the ball. We see Wellington here, impatient in the batter's box with a runner on 3. Ground ball to the pitcher, opting to go to first. For the out at first, scoring that runner from third base.
Well, Wellington will sacrifice an out, but they'll pad the lead here. They now lead 7 runs to 1.
So that's all Harris coming in. Scoring another run for Wellington.
Wellington really flexing their muscles here.
There we see Ollie Smith on that first pitch, and they certainly like it to go for that first pitch. Wellington, we see there, driving the ball out to right field for the third out for Auckland.
Well, that'll do us through the top of the third, but not before Wellington pad the lead. They lead the ball game 7 runs to 1. Back soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the third innings here in the semi-final of the Temperzone Under-17 Boys National Softball Championship. On behalf of Softball New Zealand, with the support of Whakaata Māori Active YouTube platform, kia ora koutou katoa, no mahara mai, i te kemu o Poiuka. Fantastic to have you along here for the game of softball. Fast action-packed match here between Wellington and Auckland. It's been all Wellington since the second innings. A clean slate in the first innings, no score in it. And then the top of the second innings, Wellington, they plated 5 runs. They've just added another 2 in the top of the third. However, Auckland They did tag on a run themselves in the bottom of the second innings. That gives us a scoreline 7 runs to 1 at this point. Kyle Cross will lead off here, the second baseman. Then they'll go back to the top of the shop. Jaden Whittle and Liam Hay. 1, 2, 3 here for the Aucklanders. Full count on Cross. Jackie, I know we're only in the third innings here as we see a real patient at bat here from Crosshead down to first base. Well, what's been your perspective of the semi-final so far?
Yeah, well, first of all, we can see and we can tell by the score that Wellington have come out really strong, right? So whether or not that was basically their strategy, we need to pounce and get on top of Auckland because they had already had a game. So their mindset and physically, you know, they were ready to go. So yes, Wellington have done that really, really well in terms of just being aggressive in the front end of this game. And look, I'm really impressed with also the pitcher from Wellington, of course. He just looks really relaxed and, you know, nice and strong as well. And it looks like he's actually throwing the ball probably a little bit harder than anyone else that I've actually seen so far. But it's still early days, Chopper. Look, they've already got a runner on first. And again, I keep saying to it, lots of game left here. Just chip away, do the basics, get your runners on base, and then move them around, and the runs will come. What I would like to see, though, is which Wellington, as I've noticed so far, if the ball's in the zone, then they're hitting it, right? They're making the most of their opportunities. So I'd like to see Auckland just, when it's there, just do the basics and move the ball. There you go.
Pick off to one, back in time. Good snappy throw from Landon Lane behind the dish.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you want from your catchers, making sure that the runners on base are, you know, keeping them honest. You don't want them taking big leads. This is a good turn at bat right there and then. See, good discipline. Not going at the rise balls. Just keeping a nice, tight strike zone. That's really important.
And patient again here, back-to-back walks by Auckland to lead off here in the bottom of the third innings. Just as you mentioned, Jackie, just making sure they're methodical about their approach.
Yeah, that's right. So just be smart, and they do look quite calm. You know, they're not getting too anxious. Oh, just fouling that off. So a little bit more thought here in the batter's box, maybe to your technique. Just making sure you're getting right over the top of the ball. Nice job, good pitch selection. Yeah, it's really important that you've got good discipline, that you've got a really good strike zone, especially in situations like this. It's really, really important.
Bunt picked up though by Morrison at first base, looking to double him off. Almost, boy oh boy, that was close to first base.
Almost. And well done by the first baseman on that play. Second baseman getting over there nice and quick. Well done to Auckland. Able to get back. So Wellington showing their Chopper that they're really aggressive, charging in on that bunt play.
Brings up the bat here for the Aucklanders, Maximus Russell. This one comes off. Russell comes into day 4 of the National Championship, a statistical leader for the Aucklanders. 17 at-bats, 10 hits, a 588 batting average. He's tearing the cover off it, Jackie.
Yeah, so that's why he's probably hitting number 3, right? And they've got runners on base, so if there's any time that you'd probably want a hitter like Maximus Russell to be moving the ball, it's probably about now in this game. Here we go.
Hard hit ball. Straight to the centre fielder, no chance
Nice
Phil Cross
drive.
at second base to advance as he was coming forward on that play, but boy, he got good wood on it.
Yeah. Look, and the centre fielder read that nicely, and unfortunately it was hit straight to him. It was a great drive, perfect pitch to hit. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find the gap on that.
This one's down. A little bit of breeze, not really nothing to worry about, especially for the Wellingtonians, Jackie. It's a beautiful day here locally in Pukekohe. It's actually been a fantastic week of weather all tournament.
Yeah, and we're probably happy about that throughout the whole country, aren't we?
Yeah, we sure
With all the
are.
rain we've been having, it's been beautiful and it is perfect. This is the type of weather we like for softball.
23 degrees Celsius here locally, heading for a high of 25. Not a chance of any rain, a few cloud, but it's nice and high, 67% humidity. So a beautiful day here. Perfect setup for the semi-final of the National Championship.
You see Jaden Harris showing that rise ball there right in on the hands. Casey Hutchinson, the DP for Auckland.
Having a fantastic tournament is Hutchinson as well. 18 at-bats, 9 hits, a 500 batting average. Perfect clean-up hitter here for the blue and white. Rise ball. You challenged him with it, didn't he?
Yeah, well, you can see this is actually pretty smart pitching and catching here. They've obviously thought about these hitters or probably seen them through the tournament. They're looking to stay on the inside, jam him, and then go to the outside of the plate.
Harris looks cool, calm and collected, doesn't he? Finishes him off, just walks off nonchalantly, conserving his energy. Boy, oh boy, no wonder he's pitched all those innings this week for the Wellingtonians. No score, 2 ducks left on the pond here for Auckland. We're all through 3 complete. It is Wellington leading the semi-final 7 runs to 1.
Your ideas, your plans, your vision for your dream home. At Golden Homes, we work with you to create a home you'll love living in. With total design flexibility, our exclusive gold standard building system and Zog steel framing proven to withstand magnitude 9 earthquake activity, your new Golden Home will have all the strength, comfort and sophistication you've been dreaming of.
It's a better home you'll own. Golden Homes.
Golden Homes. Call 0800 22 22 36.
Top of the 4th innings, Wellington with a 6-run lead here in the semi-final of the National Championships. Temperzone under 17 boys National Championship down in Auckland South, Pukekohe. The Franklin Softball Association. Jackie, gotta say, the work the Franklin Softball Association are doing here locally, it's outstanding.
Oh, fantastic park. As I said to you when I arrived here, it's shamefully it's my first time since I've been here, but what a beautiful park, right? Nice and open around the residential area out here at Pukekohe, and helps with fantastic weather and so forth. But yes, well done to them. This is what we want, is more. We want to see more softball parks like this around New Zealand, don't we?
We sure do indeed. Aaron Gollin, Nino Mason and Tania Landon Lane, 1, 2, 3 here for the Wellingtonians. Facing the relief pitching of Gabriel Tahitahi came in the top of the 3rd innings. Well, we'll talk about the developments at the ballpark here, I understand, from Mr. Hewitt from the Franklin Softball Association. Sharp hit ball to 3rd base, no chance. Safely down to 1st base.
Great slap there. Left-handed slapper specialists, I guess. You can either have a soft roller or you can actually look to slap it hard, which will catch the infield off guard. Here we go, and we have a hit too, and it's gone and it's over the head. and bounced over centre field. So that will hold the runners up. Blocked ball. 2 bases they'll hold up at. So that'll hold Colin at a 3rd base, and Mason on that hit will hold up at 2nd base. Once again we've got a hit out to centre field. Driving the ball. We have none down. None down Tane, Landon Lane. Number 42 in the batter's box. Number 4 hitter for Wellington. He'll be looking to drive the ball with runners on. Tahi just hitting the outside of the plate. And just a pass ball there, getting away from the catcher, unfortunately. Wasn't able to get a handle of that. Bringing in Colin for another run for Wellington. And Mason moves over to 3rd base. It's another wild pitch there. Just want to relax and get a little bit more control. Unfortunately, Tahi probably just over pitching a little bit here. Just relax. Here we see another ball there. So we have 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nice pitch. That's what he wanted. So that's the first out. Coming up with a strikeout there by Tahi. So the first out for Auckland. Big out to get. Brings up Luke Pearson for Wellington. Nice work by Cohen. Jones-Taylor blocking that ball there at home plate, making sure he doesn't allow for that runner at 3 to come in on a pass ball. There we go, another ground ball. Well done, just blocking it. Got to do what you can. Let's work with his pitcher. Help him to hit his spots.
And just a swing over the top on that drop ball from Tahi. And Luke Pearson. Calls time. It's a warm day here, as we mentioned, 23 degrees, but a bit of sunshine. And Pearson just taking the time to make sure that he is ready to go. Tahi resets.
Nice spot.
And yeah, gets that bottom spot. Wow, Jackie, you're so right there.
Yeah, it worked really well to come back, hit that spot on the inside. You know, and that seems to be working for the pitchers when they're actually coming on the inside. All hitters from both teams are swinging at that inside pitch and not quite being able to make contact. So I wonder if they want to just work that, keep working that. Here we go.
That one comes through the top of the zone. Pearson can't catch up with it. 2 away now in the top of the 4th innings. Brings up to bat here the left fielder, Mason Carey. Carey steps back into the batter's box now. 30 feet away at third base is Colin.
Oh, just
Coming
get back,
home
you
now.
get him.
And a dive head first, and he is safe. Safe was Dino Mason, actually. He'll come in to score for Wellington. 2 runs here in the top of the 4th innings. They now lead the ball game 9 runs to 1.
Yeah, and Cohen Jones-Taylor did a good job to get back for that ball. And it bounced back off the back fence, managed to grab it and actually try to make that tag on his own. Just missed it.
Big swing first pitch that we see after the runners scored. Fouls back to the fence. 2 balls and 1 now the count. Three and 1 the count. 2 and 1 now the count. This one comes through the bottom of the zone. Tahi came in relief in the top of the 3rd innings for Auckland.
Nice work, and that's that inside pitch. Again, that seems to be working. Nice.
This
And
one.
again, just a little off-pace chopper there.
Yep.
On the inside. So, you know, if they can do that and mix it up, which is really, really important, makes the Wellington hitters have to think and be patient, and they have to adjust their timing and also tracking the ball. He just seems to be getting the inside pitch. There we go.
Rise ball's
Nice.
good at the top of the zone. He'll finish him off. It's back-to-back strikeouts here from Tahi. He bears right down, but not before they pick up 2 runs, does Wellington. Now leading 9 runs to 1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
They say your home is where your heart is. I know my home is here with you. There's a world to behold. It's a better home you own with golden homes.
Pukekohe, Auckland South is the host location.
Fantastic. Lots of shade, which is also what you need on hot days like this for all our supporters. All the whānau are out here, spectators, enjoying the softball. And I've been pretty impressed so far too. Chopper, great to get along and watch our development, the youth coming through the system. And then we see a hit there. Oh, and caught by the left fielder. Great catch. To Wellington, getting their first 8 out on that hit there. Unfortunately, Wellington just unable to find that gap. It's 1 down. And up to bat for Auckland, as we see Wade Snedden. Jaden Harris just getting behind on Snedden. 2 balls. There we go, nice drive there to the third baseman and beating that out. Nice snag by the third baseman at Wellington, but unfortunately unable to make that play. Snedden just too fast down the first baseline. So Auckland have their first runner on base. Bringing to back Cohen, Jones, Taylor. Auckland, I would imagine, will be looking to move the ball, hit the ball. They're chasing runs. Starting to get a little later in the game now, so they really need to start driving the ball. Yes, he went on that pitch. 2 strikes. Keeping an eye on Snedden at first. And a pick off there by Tane Landon Lane. Seeing Snedden at first taking a big lead, making sure he doesn't get too far, showing his arm. And that one there just a little high by Harris. Nice drop the ball there on the inside by Harris. And Jackson Buchan up to bat. Swinging a fly ball. Just getting right under that pitch. We'll just keep an eye, as I said, on Snedden at first. He seems to have a little bit of wheels. Will they send him down to 2? And a little off pitch there by Harris, taking out the third out for the game with a strikeout.
Your ideas, your plans, your vision for your dream home. At Golden Homes, we work with you to create a home you'll love living in. With total design flexibility, our exclusive gold standard building system and Zog steel framing proven to withstand magnitude 9 earthquake activity, your new Golden Home will have all the strength, comfort and sophistication you've been dreaming of.
It's a better home you'll own. Golden Homes.
Golden Homes. Call 0800 22 22 36.
And here we are, Wellington with 2 runners on base. Oh, beautiful bunt play, unfortunately, unable to beat it out. Nice play there by Tahi picking up that ball and getting the first out for Auckland. Not without the runners from Wellington advancing on that bunt play. So Wellington in this inning leading off with a hit to right field from James Morrison, and then backed up with a hit from Jaden Harris up to centre field, advancing the runners. So we're back up to the top of the order with Ollie Smith here with 2 runners on base for Wellington in scoring position. He'll certainly be wanting to move the ball, score these runs, making the most of this opportunity. Just getting on the inside of that pitch there, inside of the bat.
Done a great job, Jackie. Thank you for looking after things. Just had to pop off. The temperature is getting a bit up. You see some of the cameras struggling under the temperature, so just making sure that they've got one up and running for you at the moment. We'll get some more running for you shortly. Thank you for staying with us here in this semi-final matchup. Wellington with a firm grasp in the game, as you can see in front of you. The top of the 5th innings, leading by 8 runs. Of course, at the bottom of the 5th, if they are ahead by 7, the game will terminate. 2 runs in scoring position here for Wellington in the top of the 5th innings here. So a real chance for them to strike and strike real hard. Tahi takes a little something off that one, and it works. A charm.
Nice.
As he gets Ollie Smith on the front foot.
Look, and that's really been working for him. I'm impressed that inside pitch, and he mixes it up. He can throw it hard, little drop ball on the inside. Also can throw it up with a rise ball on the hands, and then, as we saw there, can mix it up with the change-up. So well done.
Wellington held scoreless in the first inning, scored 5 in the second, 2 in the third and 2 in the fourth. No runs here yet in the 5th innings, but it's Colin getting his 4th at bat of the competition. Picked up 3 hits in the ball game already.
Yeah, and Chopper, this is really where they've been doing a bit of damage here in this 2-3-4.
Slices that one, will go foul.
So Tahi will have to work really hard here with his catcher, Cohen Jones-Taylor. Just hit good corners. And Colin showed last time with a hard slap to the third baseman. He can also get on with his slap and his speed.
And there he just pulls that change up through the gap between first and second base fielding positions. Wellington will pick up another couple of runs here. They lead the ball game 11 runs to 2-1.
Yeah, and well done by Colin on that pitch there. As you said, he just kept his hands back, picked that change up, perfect timing, pulling that to right field, scoring a couple of runs for Wellington. Mason up to that.
Mason's had himself a day today as well. 3 from 3 with 4 RBIs to the record. Just the right man in the right spot, isn't he, Jackie?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, and this is also where they thrive, isn't it? Is when they've got runners in scoring position.
To be fair, Wellington went through round robin play undefeated. They were in Section B. They took care of Canterbury 7-0. Counties 10-2. Franklin 12-2. Hawke's Bay 12-0. Southland 7-0. And Waikato 9-2. So you can hear from those scores, they only gave up 8 runs through the whole of round robin, but they scored about 300.
Wow, yeah.
And you can see they can score, can't you, as they'll poke another one to right field. And then comes the 12th run for Wellington.
And they're just showing that they've also got speed, right? If you could get the ball through the infield, which they've shown today, that they've certainly been quite consistent with that. Their runners are actually fast enough and can show the speed to score.
Jackie, to be fair, Auckland had to get up early this morning. They had to finalise that game against Canterbury from last night. They got suspended from lack of light.
Yeah.
So having to get up early, and that was an energy-charged match. Obviously has taken a lot out of the Aucklanders.
Yeah, it was indeed, and it was great to watch that game. I certainly was lucky to be able to witness it, and there was a lot of energy by both teams, but that's what can happen too, is actually sometimes the energy gets taken out of you in those games to get through to the semis. But that's what it takes. This is finals day, isn't it? And you just got to keep going as hard as you can.
Tahi leans back. Low lifter on the outside edge is good too. Very, very good against Tony Landon Lane, one of the statistical leaders on the Wellingtonian hitting lineup.
And that has been working really well for him, his little change up. So it's just working that combination with your catcher, being smart of when to throw the right pitches. There we go, and then comes back with a rise ball.
That's what
Well
they
done.
needed. Complete the innings. And they've done that. It'll be a tough road for Wellington in the bottom of the 5th innings. They trail by 11. Can they do it? Of course they can. Back soon in the bottom. For Auckland, apologies, in the bottom of the 5th innings.
What's he up to now?
Probably working on his career.
Oh. Beep, beep. What are you up to, Matai?
Reversing.
Have you got your ticket?
Yep. I start a new job driving a forklift on Monday.
I thought you worked in an office.
Don't limit yourself, Brian. It's never too late to make smarter choices. How's Karen?
Take control of your career with Trade Staff.
I hit dingers, and that's who they'll rest their hopes on here. Kyle Roberts will pinch hit for Auckland here in the bottom of the 5th innings. Young man, plenty of flair. So does Auckland, and they had a heck of a game this morning against Canterbury. Jackie.
Yeah, they did, and they played extremely well and tough, and had lots of energy and fight. Smart game of moving the ball, doing everything that you needed to do to get into a semi-final. So they absolutely 100% deserve to be here right now. I'd like to see them go into this inning smart, but with lots of energy and fight. Right? They can pull back some runs. She ain't over till it's over.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what they really need to do here.
Bottom of the 5th innings. They'll need to collect about 4 or 5 runs here, Auckland, to continue in this match. And Roberts pinch hitting will get us started. Ball is down low. Continues on the hill is Jaden Harris. He's been the iron horse for the Wellingtonians, not just today, but throughout the tournament as well. He continues to work out there nice and hard for them. He'll want to get an early break if he can. Of course, the grand final scheduled for 1 o'clock. It's Hutt Valley who've just walked into the ballpark. They are waiting the winner of this one. Check swing. It is a swing.
And you know, that's, as a pitcher, Chopper, you know, we talked about all those other games that they've had, and the success of all the runs and winning by so much. You know, that really can help a pitcher. You know, it really gives you the confidence in your team that will get you runs, and that allows you to mentally and physically just be able to do also what you can do as a pitcher, right? Just takes off a bit of pressure.
And that's what you want. Relaxing. Damien Collins, manager of Hutt Valley, smile on his face. Hasn't seen his team lose this week yet. And as he just mentions on the way out, not going to either. We'll find out at 1 o'clock with the grand final. Hutt Valley undefeated, as we just mentioned. That one's scheduled for 1 p.m. here on Whakaata Māori's multi-active platform. Roberts does the trick, the pitch hit. He will go down to first base with a walk and hand it over to the top of the shop here for the Aucklanders, Jaden Whittle.
And there you go. That's exactly what you want, you know. Again, just be disciplined in the batter's box. Take your time here. There's no rush. Right, Wellington will probably want this to be a fast inning and possibly get out of here. But Auckland want to make it as long as possible. Everyone just needs to have a really good turn at bat. And then we see pinch runner coming in for Auckland.
Yeah, it looks like they re-entered Kyle Cross back into the ball game, who Roberts was pinch hitting for. Just to keep that pace on the base pass here. Whittle goes to the first pitch. That'll go foul out of play. Into the beer garden, one of the new additions to the ballpark here at Colin, Lawrie. Fantastic. You can see all the whānau under the trees over there. There's some great work with some new concrete in. The clubhouse was only new a couple of years ago, Jackie. They really have turned this place into a ballpark.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ballpark, as we talked about before. The scenery, I mean, people can't see, but those that may be watching, you know, it's got beautiful mountains around here and trees, and we're right in the middle of a residential area.
And on the back of this one, Whittle floats it up. Underneath it, though, is the centre fielder, Ollie Smith.
Fly ball to centre field. Yeah, so they really have done a beautiful job here. Very impressed.
One away, it'll be the third baseman, Liam Hay now. Step in to go to work. Auckland just need to pass that baton along, don't they?
Yep, they just need to, again, just good. Oh, there you go. Look, they're swinging at the right pitches, though, Chopper. So they've certainly got their eye.
Well, one thing I've noticed with Jaden Harris, the pitcher here for Wellington, is he just comes straight at the batters, doesn't he?
Yeah, seems to. But again, you know, you've got the confidence, right, behind you.
And a rise ball to boot. That one's untouchable, the top of the zone. 0-2 now the count.
Yeah, when you've got 11 runs up your sleeve, Chopper, you probably, you know, feel confident to just go at hitters.
Looking for that outside edge, just misses.
Just missed that.
Well, in the left field, you can see over there, we can see the kind of like the tent on the far side there. Well, I'm told by the Franklin Softball Association, that one's low. That'll level the count 2-2. That by this time next year, Jackie, it's going to be another brand new skin diamond over there.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be 2 skin diamonds here at Colin Lawrie Park.
Oh, that's fantastic. You know, and that just gives them more opportunities, doesn't it, for our national tournaments to get them here.
It sure does. They wanted to host the club nationals. Well, I'll tell you what, they keep on building the facilities the way they are down here in Pukekohe. They'll get that on for sure. Other big thing coming, and I'll tell you what, this has really changed the outlook of this place. They're going to put lights on Diamond 1. Apparently that works start in about 2 weeks' time.
Oh, and that's fantastic, because again, that will allow them for, as we saw yesterday, the situations when we run out of light, right?
Yep.
And that can upset tournaments and just the schedule and the timings of your games. So that will help them for that as well.
Often running down to second base, you see there is Cross. So runner in scoring position here for Auckland. 7-run lead at the bottom of the 5th innings does terminate the game early. 11 runs the margin at the moment. So you do the math. They will need to score 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th innings, Auckland, to continue in this ball game. And I'll tell you what, if they do that, Jackie, well, it sounds a heck of a ball game.
Well, we've seen it before, though, haven't we, Chopper? We've seen many a games when teams come back, and it's definitely possible. Because sometimes what can happen is you can go into this inning, even though you're up by so many runs. Sometimes you can just sort of take it a little bit easy. Just let your guard down.
Well, if there's going to be any opportunity, it's going to be right here, isn't it? 3, 4, and 5 for Auckland, the statistical batting leaders of the team. Maximus Russell is batting now. He's driven the ball hard to centre field all day long. Throw to 3, and he is safe. Oh boy, that was close. I mean, close for Auckland more than anything.
Yeah, nice base running, quick, down to third. It was a great slide into third base.
So
and that's a good turn it back by Maximus Russell. That's what you want again.
Exactly.
You're not there to hit the home runs. Actually, we need more runners on base right now.
Outside pitch grabs the edge of the zone. So runners are coast to coast now with the walk issued to Russell. Brings up Casey Hutchinson.
And Hutchinson will be looking for a better turn at bat. Unfortunately, he was struck out in his last turn at bat.
Had a fantastic week though, Jackie, as we were saying earlier. Hutchinson, he's one of the statistical leaders. I'll just grab his stats for you because it's quite impressive. It's the best I think I've seen young Casey play in a while, which is fantastic. We see Russell head down to second base, so 2 runners in scoring position. Yeah, Hutchinson, 9 hits from 18 at-bats. That's a 500 batting average. Yeah, you've got to be happy with yourself with those type of statistics.
Yeah, very happy. Going into any tournament at any age.
Yeah.
If you got a batting average of 500,
500,
I'll have it.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you.
Look, see here, and again, they're just being patient. This could be a very long inning. You just chip away.
Full count now. 1 away here. 2 away. Only 1 out away, Wellington, from booking their berth in the grand final at 1 o'clock. Low lifter right there, and it's Harris who says, you know what, I'll book it and I'll take it right here. Wellington will be victorious in the semi-final over Auckland, 12 runs to 1. Jackie, you got to say Wellington's offence a big difference.
Yeah, massive. And you talked about it before, that they've obviously been consistent throughout the whole tournament with their hitting offensively. They're seeing the ball well and striking it well, which is really, really important. And the key is, though, is you've got to string all those hits together. We know that when everyone's on base, and whenever they're on base in scoring position, you must score those runners. So that's really been the biggest difference and most important for Wellington.
Jackie, I'm going to come to you for the Ballpark Broadcasting Player of the Match shortly, but it was a big game from the get to the go here, with Auckland striking for 5 runs in the top of the 5th innings on the back of 3 hits in a row from Colin Mason and Landon Lane. Then in the 3rd innings, after Auckland replied, Wade Sendin sended it. How about that? He sent it right. Yeah.
Is that such a word? Sended it.
It is now. A massive home run over centre fielder from the Auckland centre fielder himself. 2 runs for Wellington in the top of the 3rd and 2 in the 4th. Only added with
Yeah, I think it has to go to Aaron Colin for this game. I thought he really led well in the number 2 spot, doing all sorts of things with the bat, driving the ball, slapping, but also showing on the base path that he's got the speed. So watch out for him too in the final.
Well, there you go. Aaron Colin, the shortstop for Wellington, is the Ballpark Broadcasting Player of the Match. We'll be back with more action. 1 o'clock. Stay tuned. It's Hutt Valley taking on Wellington for all the cookies in the cookie jar for the Temperzone under 17 boys national championship. See you soon.